Good morning, Cancers. It's Tuesday. So this has been a busy week here. Not even an interesting busy week, just busy. I have been canning like a fiend. I've done 2 boxes of tomatoes and like a box and a half of peaches. And I've made a whole bunch of vinegar. I don't know if you've ever thought about the process of making your own vinegar. I had not. But it turns out you can make your own vinegar from like scraps from like fruit peels and stuff like that. It's really easy too. You just put it in a jar with like water and sugar and kind of let it sit. And it's very satisfying because then you feel like you have used something that would otherwise have gone to waste. It's great. So yes, I've done all this canning and I've basically done it by myself. In fact, I've done everything myself, all the prepping and all this the washing and the slicing and the chopping and the filling the jars and like all of that stuff. I've done all of the canning process except the actual like water bathing part. I don't know if you guys know anything about canning. I don't know if you guys are like familiar with process. There are different processes depending on what kind of thing you're canning. But for like a basic water bath process, you just, once you get your jars filled with whatever you're filling them with, you have like the canner. It's basically just a giant pot filled with boiling water on your stove, and you put all of your jars into that and with the lids on them, and then you put the lid on the canner and let it boil for a specified amount of time depending on what kind of thing you're doing. And then when it's done, you lift all the jars out with this thing called a jar lifter. That's like it's like this big thing, about so big. And it's basically like a giant set of tongs, but it's shaped like this to clamp around the jar, and you pull them out and then go set them somewhere on your counter. And you tighten all the lids as soon as they come out. Then once they're cooled down, you check to see if the jars have sealed or not. You hope they have, because otherwise you have to recan them. So as I say, I did all of the prep work and the filling of the jars, which is the part that takes like the most effort. But I didn't do the water bath part because I am so ridiculously short that with the height of the stove and the height of the canner, which is large, and then the height of the jar and then the height of the jar lifter, there's no way that I can like lift that high to pull the jars out of the boiling water safely without, dumping it all over myself. And our kitchen is so tiny that I wasn't really comfortable like trying to climb up and down on a chair or something. It seemed like a really, really bad idea to be doing that with jars of boiling liquid. So I made my mom do that because I was like, I feel like someone taller than me should do that. There are very few times when I genuinely find it kind of a pain to be really short, but every once in a while there's something that comes up, So yeah, that is basically what I've been doing pretty much all day, every day for not the whole week, but a large portion of the week. And there's still more to come. So I don't know what you guys are up to, but I hope it's something really fun, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to be awesome.